Hi, Tish. Hi, welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody is okay. It's great to be back. Happy New Year. And I hope everybody had a great time on New Year's Eve. I know it's been a very, very difficult year for a lot of people, and things are not improving really very much, are they, around the world with the second wave of coronavirus. But hopefully, fingers crossed, with all the vaccines coming in and everybody still doing what they need to do to stamp this out, then hopefully very soon we'll all get back to normal. So, anyway, less of that. Welcome back to the Build Your Confidence for Success show. This is episode 10. We're in January, a brand new year. So I'm looking forward to delivering these shows to you twice a week, and hopefully you're going to get some value from them. So who are these shows for? These shows are primarily for people who have online businesses and are struggling to show up for their business due to self-confidence, a lack of, and a lack of self-belief. But if you're somebody who does struggle with those things and you don't have an online business, then please do still follow, because you will get some real value from these videos. Because developing confidence at a deep, authentic level is pretty similar across the board in no matter what area of life you're in, or you need to develop that confidence in within yourself. So please do keep watching. And for those of you who've not met me before, my name's Tish Hawken. I'm a life coach, and I specialize in helping people to develop self-belief and self-confidence, especially in the online business space. So if you're watching this live, please type #live in the comments. I would love to know that you're here. And if you are watching on a replay, yeah, please type #replay, because I always like to know who's tuned in, and I always like to say hi. So it's always good to speak to you guys, because when I'm doing this, sometimes it can be very lonely sat here behind this camera. And when I know people are watching, they don't talk to me. It's quite lonely. It can get quite lonely, but hey, that's okay. I understand that people are shy and they don't want to maybe say that they're tuning in. Okay, let's get to it. So episode 10 is called The Importance of Being Yourself, or Why Being Yourself Builds Confidence, basically. So I have a question for you, first of all. And that question is, are you hiding who you really are for fear of rejection or ridicule or judgment? So are you the type of person who does that? Are you hiding who you really are? Are you not being authentically you? You'll be surprised at how many people feel they can't be themselves in lots of areas of their life, for the fear of being judged, for the fear of rejection, for the fear of being ostracized or talked about or disliked. It's really, really common. So there's millions and millions and millions of people who are, living their lives according to other people's agendas. They're bending themselves almost out of shape to fit in with what they think they should be fitting in with, and who they should be fitting in with, and not being authentically themselves. So when you're authentically yourself, when you're able to express yourself as who you are, it builds self-confidence, because you know who you are, you can be very boundaried with other people, and you can live life, we hear this all the time, on your own terms. Now, that doesn't mean you're being selfish in any way. Living life on your own terms means that you can be authentically yourself. You can still help each other people and be a member of society who contributes to society and the family and the community. But it also means that when you're being authentically you, that you can set boundaries for yourself, personal boundaries that you don't allow people to cross. And that is one key factor of having self-confidence, is that you do that. You don't allow people to walk all over you, basically, and that you don't give your power away. Um, Very much so, this can be developed. This kind of behavior of bending to other people's agendas is developed during childhood and can be taken right up through to adulthood. So let's maybe take an example of you've got a couple of siblings, and you are being compared to them as a child because maybe one is really good at academics and one is really good at art, and you're being compared because you don't feel you're good at either of those things. Maybe you're good at sports, but you feel that you're being compared. And so, what you do is, as a child, to be loved and to feel accepted, you start to bend yourself out of shape and start to try really, really hard at your schoolwork and at your exams to try and get the praise that the other kids are getting, when it really isn't authentically who you are. That's not who you are. That's not how you were made. You are good at sports, and that's what you're good at. And so often, kids can bend themselves out of shape and behave in ways that is not natural to them to be able to get accepted by the adults and the caregivers around them. And that can be carried into adulthood, where you still feel you've got these beliefs, these limiting beliefs, that to be accepted, to be loved, you have to be somebody that you're not. Another example of this is maybe you've gone through a system of going to school, getting GCSEs, A levels, and then going to university when really you didn't want to go to university, but you felt you had to because there was pressure on you, maybe family wise or culturally wise, that you had to do that. That's what you do. Whereas maybe you wanted to start a business, but nobody else in the family was in business, and you felt you had to do what they wanted for you. And that is bending yourself out of shape. And what that can do is cause real tension within you because you're not aligned. What you're doing is not aligned to who you really are. And when you're aligned to who you really are, you can build such solid self-confidence that it's just marvelous. You can feel free to be who you are, and you can learn how to say no to people. No in a kind, polite, and authoritative way where people understand that your no means no. So if you're a business owner and you are struggling to show up online because you're so terrified of being who you are, you're so terrified of being judged and ridiculed, then let's think about what's the worst thing that can happen. What is the worst thing that can happen if you start to put yourself out there on whatever platform because you've got a business, a product, or a service that you want to share with people, you want to tell people what it is you're doing? What's the worst thing that can happen? Well, the worst thing that can happen is that you do get nasty comments. You might get a nasty message. But let me tell you, in the 3 years that I've been doing this, I think I've had one person who has been nasty to me. Now, that's not to say that people might not think not nasty things, but think not nice things about me. I don't, maybe they don't, people, I can't please everybody. There's going to be people that don't like me. There's going to be people that don't like my accent because I'm from Liverpool in the northwest of England. There's going to be some people who don't agree with the things I say, or think I'm talking rubbish, or don't believe in all this life coaching stuff. And that is fine. That is fine, because guess what? They're not my people. They're not the people who are going to follow me and listen to what I've got to say. So the worst that can happen when you want to show up online, when you want to tell people more about yourself or more about your business and what you're doing, is that they don't like you. And then what you have to decide is, can I handle that? Can I handle it if people don't like me, or if people say they don't like me, which is very, very rare? Or can I handle the thoughts that people don't like me? Because this is the crux of it. Even if somebody doesn't like you, they're highly unlikely to tell you, as I said. But the thoughts that you have in your head that people won't like me, they're going to judge me, they're going to ridicule me, they're going to criticize me, that's in your head. People aren't actually saying that to you. And so being able to challenge those thoughts and being able to manage those thoughts is absolute key if you want to show up in any way really, in life and in business, it's absolute key, because our thoughts create our experiences. And so if we can get a handle on those thoughts, and if we can get a handle on those thoughts that are stopping us from doing the very thing that we want to do and making us procrastinate and filling us with fear and doubt and negativity, if we can get a handle on those thoughts and then just start being authentically us or authentically you, then you'll feel a kind of freedom and a sense of freedom that you haven't had before. It's not selfish to live life on your terms, and it's not selfish to be authentically you and to express yourself in a way that is really, really who you are. It's healthy. It's healthy because you're not living your life according to other people's agendas. You'll start to live your life according to your own agenda, and it takes a lot of courage to be authentically you. And it takes courage because maybe you have gone years and years and years of not being who you really are, and to be able to step out in faith and start making small changes to being authentically you does take courage, and you can feel really, really vulnerable. But as Brené Brown says, there's a lot of courage in vulnerability. It takes a strong person to be vulnerable. It takes a strong person to step out into that arena, knowing that there are going to be some people who do not approve, agree, reject, or criticize. So remember that when you're deciding how much of yourself you want to show up, you want to show up for your business. And it's really important that you really nail this, that you really learn how to be yourself if you want to be authentic, because especially if you're in business and if you're posting or coming on live like me, people can see through inauthenticity. People can see through it. Now, I'm hoping that people can see that I'm an authentic person. What you see is what you get. And when I post, I'm being genuinely authentic. People can see through when you're not doing that, and so they won't listen to what you have to say. They won't follow you either. And you'll find that it will be quite difficult for you to progress in business if you're not being authentically you. So that's it for today. If you are a business owner and you are struggling with self-confidence and self-belief, then why not join my 5-day challenge that's coming up on Monday, which is the 11th of January. I'm so excited for this because the last challenge I did, it was amazing. The vibe in the group was fantastic. People are already signing up now. It's 5 days with me next week. It's not going to take up much of your time. I've set 5 tasks each day, small tasks that you can complete in no more than 20 minutes. And then I'll be going live every night so that you can ask questions direct to me live about building confidence and building self-belief. So this challenge is aimed to get you on your starting steps of developing more confidence and more self-belief, because obviously in 5 days I can't teach you everything I know. Remember that confidence is built over time, so these are just the starting steps. But if you want to join the challenge, what I'll do is when this video is ended, I'll put the link at the top, and all you need to do is click the link to register. So that's it for today. Remember, if you know anybody who would benefit from this video, then please do share it or tag them in it, share it in a group or on a page. That would be fantastic. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.